Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Friends in the Wild podcast. If you're new here, welcome. We're also available on Spotify if you're watching on YouTube. I just want to get that out in the open because more people are listening on YouTube than Spotify.
Which is fine.
Totally fun. We don't
We
care where
love
you
our
listen.
YouTubers.
As long as you do. Ow, I just spit my tongue.
I'm thinking we should have probably spit our gum out.
I'm thinking that too. Whenever I just
Should
crunched,
we?
I thought, yeah.
Just rip a piece of paper off. Anyways, guys, welcome back to another week of the podcast. Hope everyone's having a great time. If you can't tell, me and Laura Grace tonight are in our matching pajamas. Well, they're like matching style.
They're like Mary-Kate and Ashley matching. Have you seen what people call it Mary-Kate and Ashley matching?
No, but I get the vibe.
Kind of matching, but
yeah. It's
same
the same
vibe,
material, same pattern, different colors, different styles.
I didn't mean to rip too.
Sorry, I was spitting out my gum. So much crinkling. Anyways, so if you can't tell, this is a sleepover special.
Yep.
You're welcome. I love the sleepover ones.
Me too.
I think we're a little bit funnier at night.
I think so too. When we're a little bit tired.
Night.
After hours.
Yeah.
So, I think we do have a bit of life updates to share. So, do you want to go? Do you want to share?
You just have the biggest update. You just got back from vacation.
I did just get back
It's your time.
from Boston, as we said. And it was so much fun. Ask me my favorite part.
Hold on. I was just going to say it's crazy that like last episode you hadn't gone to Boston and now, just next episode back from Boston.
I know, the passage
Like
of
a
time.
whole different state, 14 hours away. You're just back. Also the fact that when we started the podcast, life was just so different then.
I was just thinking about that. You just said that you've worked at your job for 7 months.
Yeah, about to be 8.
It's crazy.
I know. And like just our personal lives have changed a lot. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think about when we were starting the podcast and things that we would talk about, and now it's just like, wow. It's kind of sad, kind of bittersweet, but I just feel like we've said this, like a lot of things, sad things have happened, but a lot of good things have happened.
True.
Sorry to put a damper.
It has been a wild ride. Just
Yeah.
these first 6 months of the podcast, 7 months, about to be 8 months.
Yeah.
This
Wow.
episode will come out in August.
Yeah.
Happy August, everybody. It'll be August 2nd.
We'll have to play Taylor Swift's song, August. Which we need to, real quick, I'm just going to say this. We talked about this in the car. My hand is on your thigh. I'm just going to let that be known.
There's like 2 inches of blanket. It's okay.
I know, but still.
It's okay, Drew Barrymore.
This week, I caught myself. And I'm almost like a little bit ashamed to say it. It's like
Same.
I love the feeling, but I hate it when it comes. But it like makes me a little bit
It's
excited.
a very bittersweet feeling.
Yes, I got that tiny little inkling for fall.
Same.
And honestly, like if it was September and I was getting that feeling, I'd be excited. Because,
Yeah.
summer's over. But it's July. But it's the end of July.
Honestly, once school starts, I'm like, okay, fall. I'm
Yeah.
ready. But I just don't want this
Well,
summer specifically
yeah.
to wrap up.
And fall is just like academia vibes, like
Okay.
the cozy coffee, the studying, except
The
I
clothes.
have a full-time job.
I'm about to be back on my hunt for a shawl.
sweaters.
Remember last fall when I wanted, because you have that really pretty black sparkly shawl.
Yeah, you can borrow it.
I love this.
Yeah, but like the fashion of fall.
Boots. Oh, my flower boots.
Yeah, I was
didn't
about
get
to
them
just-
until December last year.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to be so cute this year. Because I was thinking I want some fry boots, but they're so expensive. So,
Yeah.
know.
I will say when I was in Boston, it was like chilly. And it was just giving me fall vibes.
was it chilly?
It was chilly.
Huh.
I mean, like, they might not have thought. I think it's pretty normal. I think it was pretty normal for Boston temperatures at this time of year. But when I was there last summer, I don't remember it being that chilly. So, maybe not. But we went to Salem, Massachusetts, which is like where the Salem witch trials were, and it's very spooky kind of. And it was giving like
Fall.
October. Yeah. So,
So, like,
It
we
did make
may
me
be
think-
excited.
also, I have to ask the podcast something. And probably nobody's going to answer because you guys don't answer
You
questions that
don't
we ask
answer
on here.
anything.
Start DMing us. Seriously.
It's the least you can do.
Anyway, should I get Doc Martin Mary Jane's?
Yes. Yes.
I feel like yes.
Yeah.
I almost got him before I went to Boston, and then I was like, I don't know for sure enough to just do it.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's such a big, like me with the fry boots. It's such a big purchase, which that one's a little more expensive, that I just don't want to mess up.
Yeah.
You know, or I don't want to buy.
$140, which is like pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, not as expensive as fry boots, but
I don't want to buy them and not wear them, or buy them and then them come out with a new color that I'm going to.
fry boots, especially the campus ones that you like, are like timeless in my opinion.
Well, don't tell me that.
I completely support that decision.
Because I'll swap that card so fast.
So you think I should get Doc Martens?
Oh, yeah. I've been telling you. I've literally been looking for them for you.
You totally have.
So, I'm sorry to take away from your trip.
Sorry.
What was your favorite part of your trip?
Well, we went up to Maine and saw White Houses. We went to Portland, Maine and saw like the most photographed one there, and then went down. We stopped at like Kennebunkport, which apparently like the Bushes had a vacation home there. It's very preppy and cute. And that was probably my favorite part, I would say. Oh, that was actually my second favorite part. My favorite part was the Red Sox versus Yankees game.
Oh, yeah.
At Fenway. It was, first of all, the most amped up sporting event I've ever been to. Like, it was so loud the whole time. It was like the best energy. People got in fights, like people had to be kicked out, and everyone like in 15 sections that could see them were like standing up, like looking. It was so fun.
Wow.
The wave happened.
Went
around 4 times.
No, you're kidding.
I'm literally not kidding. Okay.
Did you die dead there?
I did, and
Your
Ryan was sure to participate. He even did the woo.
Shut up.
Yeah. So
I was getting brownie points.
I was in heaven.
Yeah. Couldn't think of anything better.
And the Red Sox led the whole time. And then Kenley Jansen, who used to play for the Braves, he played when the Braves won the World Series a couple years ago. And I remember him, which was kind of cool that I like remembered him, you know.
I know him.
Like I know that guy, you know. He was pitching for the Red Sox, and Ryan was like videoing like it was going to be the last pitch of the game, like the game was going to be over. And he completely blew it, and they like rallied, and it went into 10 innings, and then the Yankees won.
Wow.
Which, like, we were rooting for the Red Sox because we were at Fenway, like, in Boston, whatever. We bought the Red Sox merch.
Right.
But it was, like, kind of epic.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
You love baseball.
So many home runs. Like 5 or 6. Oh, yeah, it was so fun.
It was perfect for you.
So fun. And we sat in the old seats, like, that were original. Also, something interesting. This is, like, nerdy kind of, but Fenway opened, like, the first game at Fenway was like 5 days after the Titanic sank in 1912.
Wow. And
the newspaper that week, the headline was Titanic story finished or something like that, or Titanic story complete. And then on the side, it said like Sox open to packed house or something. I thought that was so cool.
That is crazy.
They told us that on the Fenway tour, and I like looked it up and screenshotted the newspaper article. Anyway, it was just, that was cool.
So you all went on a tour?
Yeah. Tour of Fenway, and then saw a game. Yeah, it was epic.
Awesome.
And then after the game, you know, there was like lots of traffic and stuff, and they were playing that song, like you just in the streets, that's like, start spreading the news, you know, New York, whatever. Yeah, so all the Yankees fans were playing that, and it was just so cool.
Wow.
I know.
That sounds electric.
It was like a moving experience, honestly.
Yeah. Oh,
whole
I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
What was your least favorite part? The company?
Well, I will say, when we were getting on the plane in Knoxville, first of all, Ryan had never flown before, and his parents had flown, but like, that was his first flight ever. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy, and he was like, it's not crazy. I was
it's
like,
not crazy.
It literally is.
No,
You're 22.
It is crazy.
22, yeah. Anyway, so I knew that I couldn't lift my carry-on bag onto the overhead compartment.
Yeah.
And something happened at the beginning where, like, Ryan was caught and couldn't, like, come lift my bag. I had to, like, go toward the back. We were sitting in the very front, so everyone was looking at us. And then I couldn't lift my bag. Like, I didn't try. Because, like, there was there was, like, an old guy sitting there, and I was like, I'm not about to hit this guy in the head with my bag. And then I was just sitting there, and the woman behind me was like, "Are you going to put your bag up?" And I was literally like,
No.
"Screw you." Like, honestly. And then this guy begrudgingly was like, "Do you need help?" And I was like, "Yes, please." So we lifted it up, and then the flight attendant was like, "Hey, can you bring that back here? Or can you bring that up here? We're actually going to put it like closer to your seat." There, by the way, there was not previously a spot open near my seat. Mm-hmm. He had like moved something and made room. And I was like, "Yeah." So I should have said, "Will you go get it? I can't lift it," to the flight attendant. But instead, because I was just working on my feet, I went to that dude because I was still right beside him, and I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. He just told me to get it down." And he was like, obviously annoyed that he had to do it again. But yeah, so that was my worst nightmare.
Like it was putting him out so much.
I know. But I have a question for people who travel and anyone who wants to answer. Should I have just made sure that my bag was either checked it or made sure that it was something that I could lift? Or is that acceptable?
It's acceptable.
You think?
It's not hurting anyone at all.
And also the flight attendants, that's kind of part of their job, to help people who are just weaklings.
You couldn't leave any of that at home. You needed all of it.
Yeah, I know. I wore every single piece of clothing. I only brought 3 pairs of shoes.
Did you only take a carry-on? Mm-hmm. I'm impressed. For a whole week.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Because all of their suitcases were like so tiny, so skinny.
Really? They didn't bring a lot?
Like packed full, yeah. Which I didn't care.
Yeah.
But
you have to. No, I take a full-on suitcase, 3-day vacation.
Yeah.
It's all packed. When we went to Charleston, literally Sunday through Thursday.
You have to have a brand new outfit head to toe for every single
Anytime
dinner, day, breakfast. Like if you go to brunch, you have to have like a little sundress moment, So I get it. But yeah, that was in fact my worst nightmare. Well, and before that, I was talking to Ryan and I was like, if I was traveling by myself, like I know that I'm completely capable of doing everything. The only thing I would be worried about is if I had a carry-on lifting it into the overhead compartment.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. Literally my worst
nightmare. And he was basically useless, so you were
in my time of need, he was not there. I just want to say.
But he did participate in the wave, so we will let it slide.
Yeah, and he did feel really bad for not helping me.
Well, that's the least he could feel.
Yeah. So what's up with you? Oh, sorry. One more thing. I lied again last week. I hope that you spotted it because it was spottable. I said that my brother was taking the bar exam the day that that last episode was coming out, Unspoken Rules. That was a lie. I was telling the truth when I said he's taking the bar exam the last 2 days of July, which is Tuesday and Wednesday.
Of this week. So
we're recording on Monday, so it's bar exam eve right now. So when this episode comes out, he will have taken the bar exam, but it's the first one.
When I was editing, I was like, she's lying.
Yeah.
Again.
So I hope you spotted it.
Nobody's going to be able to believe you with anything ever. So not much has been going on with me. I've worked literally ever since you've been gone, so I'm just relishing in my few days off and trying to get caught up on some life things, and yeah. But what I was going to talk about, which is so brave of me to even bring this up.
It is
I am planning a wedding, guys. It is going horrifically. Don't even worry. For those who haven't been in the wedding scene in a while or ever, like me and my family, we were not aware of the expenses that have come into play for a wedding. If you actually have a wedding and an event, like in a wedding event, it is so expensive. It's crazy.
Even if you do it the cheapest way possible.
Yeah. Were you aware after I've shared some information?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, it's insane. So I don't have a set date, set place, set nothing, but it's in the works, and I'm kind of excited to share more whenever I do figure out more. I'm thinking you all need to let me know, okay? Let me know if it would be a good TikTok series. Just everything I'm doing. I have scheduled engagement pictures, and I'm picking out my outfits.
You really, really have to do stuff about your engagement pictures.
What do you mean?
Like TikToks.
Yeah, I think I'm really just going to do it about it all.
Yeah.
You hot?
Yes.
But I'm just kind of struggling right now with the whole planning process. But whenever I get it figured out, I will be excited to share more. And I hope that you all will be interested.
No, I'm so excited to hear more.
Are you?
Really? Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Okay, like, what do you want to know?
If I'm invited.
Crickets. Well, I'm considering,
Thank you.
like the guest list is like 150, and like I think you would be like at the very last.
Yeah, like 148 area.
Right. So I'll see if I can squeeze you in.
Okay.
But no, I think I'm gonna like try to thrift everything, like all the decor and stuff. So
I have a quick
Yeah.
question. Is your necklace a C for Colin or the moon?
or my last name Cole.
Oh, yeah. Your last name not for long?
Ew.
That's crazy.
Why do you have to remind me of
Are
things
you
like
wearing
that?
his initial in a chain around your neck not because he owns you, but because he really knows you?
That's exactly what I am.
Okay.
And just so it's known, I did wear a C necklace to the Taylor Swift concert in reference to that song.
She probably noticed.
I think she did. Like, she looked at me and was like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's me. Hi.
Hi, I'm not the problem, but it is me.
Yeah. I'm the solution, actually.
Right.
Okay. Anything else?
I think there was something else. No, I talked about the fall thing.
So let's just briefly discuss a situation that's been going on the internet that we have been it's been heavy on the mind, heavy on the heart, and that is the ballerina farm New York Times, Sunday Times, something Times article and the backlash of it all.
Yes. First of all, we need to make a disclaimer that neither of us has read the article in its entirety.
No, and I meant to before we recorded this. I
So,
like to be educated.
We don't know all of the details. I've read little snippets and stuff. So the facts are that she was at Juilliard and was a ballerina, and a very good ballerina at that. And she was the first student at Juilliard to become pregnant as a ballerina.
In modern history, as I say. And if you don't know who she is, she's like a trad wife on TikTok, and she will like make grilled cheeses from complete scratch.
Make the bread, make
for her
the butter,
kids.
make the cheese.
Yeah, for her, like how many kids does she have?
8.
And she like had a kid and then was in the Miss America pageant like the next
Right.
week or the next
8
day
days.
or something. Yeah. So
she's also breathtaking.
Yeah,
she's
so
beautiful.
pretty. And she was at Juilliard in New York, I think.
Mhm.
Is that where Juilliard is? I think
so.
so. And then met her husband and they got married and whatever.
And he's like
And
heir
now
to a $1 billion business.
Yeah. And now they live on a farm and, do trad wife things. And they interviewed her, like spent a day with her, interviewed her, and did a, article on her. And they're saying that, like, honestly, it's like heavily implied that she just like lives in servitude of her husband and all this stuff. And what are your thoughts?
I don't really know. I think the interviewer kind of wanted that vibe, that storyline, but she seems happy. Like, she doesn't seem... I mean, I'm sure she does miss what could have been with her career as a ballerina, because she still, like, does dances sometimes where she's practicing the art of ballerina.
Ballet.
I was going to say ballerinism.
Even further.
Yeah, but I cut it short at the wrong term. Of ballerina. Of ballet. It's because her name's Ballerina Farms. That's what I'm thinking. But anyways, I'm sure, just like with everything, though, it's like when you become a mother, you almost mourn the sense of your independent life that you used to live.
Life before. The sacrifices that everyone makes in life.
Yeah. So I don't think that she's sad. I mean, she has a beautiful life, and she knows that she's very lucky, very blessed.
And it really seems that she wants that life.
Right. She's probably just a little tired, as would anyone be if they had 8 children. So,
yeah.
I think more of the backlash has been at her husband, because the way the article was worded was that he like took everything from her. But I just...
And have you seen the thing about the egg apron?
Yeah, like she wanted a trip to Greece for her birthday.
And remember, her husband is an heir to a
$1 billion
something.
Business.
He's an heir.
He is an heir to the throne. Kidding. But she wanted to go to Greece, and he literally got her an apron to hold her eggs.
Yeah.
And you could like see the sadness in her face.
Definitely.
But, I think I can't really make any judgments till I hear it from her mouth how she feels.
Also, there are two things that are do give me bad vibes. The egg apron, and in the article it says that she had talked about having 7 of her kids naturally, and one of them her husband wasn't there. And in that birth she had an epidural, and she was like, the epidural was great. And then she like paused for a second, and then she was like, yeah, it was great. So just sort of like being reflective, and really like it seemed very genuine, I guess, through the article, whatever. And that is weird. It does seem that her
there
husband...
are some fishy things.
It does seem that her husband, was the one that wanted her to have natural birth, and that, like, doesn't really seem like something that the husband should have a whole lot of input in.
Yeah.
But, maybe it was just, like, she didn't have him there to, like, lean on, so she needed a little, whatever. I mean, you don't know stuff. But, like, on one hand, I think we just kind of got to a point in society, from my perspective, which I've been around 22 years, I don't know, but where women can actually do whatever. They can, like, be a trad wife, they can have careers, and do any number of all of those things or none of those things, and still, like, it's cool, like, you can do whatever you want, and it be fun. And now it just seems like we're kind of backtracking a little, and, like, what she's doing maybe isn't okay because she could have done this other thing that is seen as more independent and, like, modern. And I just think we might be going backward a little in the reaction of that article, is what I'm saying.
Okay. I don't really know. Like, I feel like I just don't know enough.
Yeah.
And I want to hear it straight from her mouth. I don't want to hear her words through someone else's lens.
Yeah.
Even if it is
But, something about her, she's never going to comment on it. And good for her.
And I love her personally.
I do too. I think she's cool.
I hope she's happy. Wish her the best. And I hope she never stops making the content that she's making.
I just saw a TikTok, and it was their dairy cows getting delivered. And she, like, walked into the barn, and, like, the truck was there delivering them, whatever. And she, like, teared up because she was like, I feel like this is just such a huge step for us. And, like, I mean, it's clear that she cares about, like, the farm and whatever.
Yeah.
But I also saw someone comment, which people on the internet are, like, not real people. Someone commented, like, it's ballerina farm, not ballerina's farm. As if, like, and they were saying, like, she's the product, not the owner. And it's just kind of like, it's a cute name, Maybe, like, sometimes, the quote, like, in English classes, it's like, sometimes the curtains are just blue. Meaning, like, not everything is always a metaphor for something else. Yeah. Like, she's raising little ballerinas is how I always thought. Like, they're producing ballerinas, little girls. Yeah. Like, I mean, people just need to leave it alone,
Right. Just let her live.
Give it a break.
Yeah.
Her content also is supposed to be, like, something that not everyone can do,
Right.
And some, like, aspirational.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's like watching a cleaning video to get the motivation to clean.
Yeah.
That's what her videos are supposed to be. Anyways, we hope she's well.
We love Ballerina Farm, and we ride for her.
At dawn, we will ride.
And her husband's, like, probably a fine guy, but, like, we're known to be man-haters, so we're there for her, not anyone else. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about...
We're talking about things that aren't sports, but should be considered Olympic sports, because it tis the season of the Olympics.
Yeah. Have you been watching?
Nope.
I've just been seeing it on TikTok.
Me too.
I got real caught up on TikTok today.
I don't have cable. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm
a mountain woman.
Yeah.
But I will say there's, like, a couple people that have been seeing on my For You page. Do you know the rugby girl's name?
Yes.
Sonia? Is that who it is?
No, it's like I don't know how to say it.
Brown hair.
But she's been doing the Olympic Villa thing like it's Love Island.
Like it's Love Island, because she's so funny.
She is such a queen.
Yeah, I've been seeing her stuff, and, like, she is an athlete.
Yeah, but she's
that
hilarious.
Woman is...
The fact that she's playing Olympic rugby and then, like, going and making silly TikToks is cracking me up.
Also, I love that everyone who's now in the Olympics are like Gen Z and they're
I
like
know.
making TikToks of the outfits and like do a haul with me of everything that was like in my merch
Yeah.
Olympic thing.
Like the room tours and
Right,
stuff, the
yeah.
cardboard beds.
Yeah, which is crazy. Why do
I
they have
know.
cardboard beds?
I know.
But I love just the whole vibe of the Olympics. Every year it's just like a little buzz.
Yeah.
And this one is in Paris.
And I just want to say, Alex Cooper is everywhere. And I'm obsessed
Does
with
she
her.
sleep?
I love that woman.
Yeah. She is everywhere all at once.
She is.
Also, did you see our doppelgangers are there?
Are they?
Emily and
Kaiser
Avery?
and Avery Woods?
Guys, if you all are like well versed in TikTok land, do you all think that like I give off Avery, she gives off Emily? Avery used to be a nurse. I'm a nurse. You and Avery, I think, look.
You mean Emily?
Yeah, Emily, look.
Especially when my hair's pulled back like she does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
they're like besties. I think Benefit took them to the
Yeah.
Olympics.
I saw that.
So like you can hit us up, Benefit. You know, we'll
So
settle.
like, are we going to the LA 2008 Olympics?
We best be.
I just said 2008. 2028?
Yes. So we're just waiting to hear. You know,
We better be saving up.
no, we're getting taken.
At that point, I will be making a little bit of money. Oh my gosh, in 4 years. I can't wait to get my first paycheck. We were with one of our friends tonight.
Oh my gosh, we have to shout out our girls.
Yeah, so sorry. We're never going to get to the mean potatoes. We were with one of our friends tonight, and she said that her brother, he's going to be a doctor, and she said that he got his first paycheck today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think about that all the time. It's
gotta
like
feel
getting
so
my
good.
first, and it won't even be a lot, but like
It'll feel
first
good.
adult paycheck, you know,
It did feel good.
not of just like a part-time job.
Shout out Miha, our girl. We had dinner with her. She's our longtime bestie.
I love her.
So, and then we went to McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
and we've got recognized 3 times tonight,
We did
which is
in our town.
kind of crazy. But the girl at the first window, like, kind of gave us the googly eyes.
As if she might have recognized us.
Right.
And then at the second window, should we shout her out by name?
We told her we would.
Shout out Layla, Leanna's little sister. I hope Leanna's listening somewhere
I hope
out
so.
there. I love her. She said, "You guys better be going to record the podcast." We said, "Girl, we are."
said, we are.
We so are. Don't you even worry. And then we were driving downtown, and we saw this group of little girls. They're not little. They're like 18. And we were like, "Oh my gosh, do you think?" Because they were like looking at us, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, do you think they just recognized us?" And then we went back to our car, and they finished their little walk downtown, or we like went and parked, and they finished their walk, and we realized we knew them.
And they're like, but they yelled at us first. They're like, "Is that Friends in the Wild?"
Yeah.
And we're like, yes, it is.
Yeah.
Guilty as charged. But anyways, so shout out to everyone. If you see us and like want to come up and ask for a picture,
Yeah.
we'll take a picture with you.
Autographs, I mean, we're happy to.
Let's
We love our
please
fans.
get on with what we're talking
Okay,
about.
so basically what we're going to talk about today is silly things that should just be Olympic sports because they are just as difficult as Olympic
and
sports.
exhausting, trying, physically demanding,
Yeah.
mentally draining, just all the things that you can. If I was an Olympic athlete, I would compare these to the equivalent.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure when Michael Phelps is swimming all those laps, he's like, I've done things equally as hard as this.
Yeah. Number one on that list, and every female Olympian, I'm sure, can attest to this, is getting a man to respond to every single question that is asked of him on a text message thread.
Well, this is oddly specific to us because we text, like, you're not getting a one singular text from us. You're getting about
honestly,
4.
I think this is universal.
Okay,
I think this is
good. It's how that should be.
Yeah.
You're getting 4, and each one has a question.
Mhm.
Duh. And you need to respond to all of them, hold it down, hit reply to that specific question.
Yeah. And recently, Mally's not been doing that to me. And I've been
Well, am I a man?
confused.
I'm a woman,
No, I know.
so I don't have to.
That's not how it works. Women just know to. Men have to be trained. And it is trainable for them, but that's something that just you should do. If I'm asking you multiple questions, you should be giving me multiple answers, not just the last one, not just your favorite one.
Okay, I
answer
think I
every
did it
question.
once and you're like blowing it out of
Actually, twice.
proportion.
I remember saying, I
Oh.
remember texting out, "Why are you acting like a
No,
man and not
actually, you
answering all of
just
my
Snapchatted
questions?"
me instead of texting me.
I mean,
Because,
typing it out.
yeah, I remember you texted me a series of questions and we were also Snapchatting, and then you Snapchatted me and said, "Why are you only answering one question at a time?"
Yeah,
Not me at work. Like I was in the middle of the night just
literally doing
trying my
CPR.
best.
Your
And you're
watch
over
is
here.
lighting up. Can you hear a watch at work?
Yeah.
Like an Apple Watch?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my number one.
I have one that came while you were telling me your life story earlier. Getting off of the plane when it lands. That is an Olympic sport because everyone thinks they have to stand up as soon as the wheels touch the ground. They have to be standing and they have to make their way to the door. Why? Literally, what is the reason? Like, you will be fine. Actually, we'd probably get off faster if you'd hold your horses
If
and
you
wait
have,
your turn.
like, sometimes I'm like, okay, if you have a connecting flight, I get that. Honestly, I think there might should be, I'm usually not
Policy.
one for rules, but I think there should be a procedure. I think they should say, like, handicapped people, please leave. People
No,
with connecting flights, please leave.
don't you think handicap should wait? It would be easier for them to get around if there's
True.
not so many
I don't
people.
know, but we don't have to come up with all the details, but
No,
like,
we should. And then we should send it to
they should
American
leave it
Airlines.
up to us. And I also saw like a tweet or something this week that said people who do not have a carry-on should be able to get off first since they paid for luggage. That should be another perk of it. And honestly, I agree. If you pay to check your bag,
Oh, okay.
like so you don't like everyone who has to get theirs out of the
Well,
overhead
then we're going to
compartment.
have to take away picking your seat and assign seats at that rate because you can't sit in the by the window if you're going to get off first because then you're going to have
True.
2 people get up, get out of the way for you to get off. Like,
This is true.
or just dismiss one row at a time. It would be so much better. Then everyone standing, being in each other's ways. It's draining. I just sit. I'm a sitter.
Me too. And also, when boarding the plane, I like to sit until everyone else is on. Like, I mean, what's the point of going and standing in that line?
Right.
We all have a seat on the plane,
Right.
you know? Yeah, completely agree.
Thanks.
A lot with, like, traveling, honestly, figuring out public transportation, like subways and stuff. We did it in Boston, and it was pretty, honestly, I felt so accomplished that we figured out the public transportation. Yeah, and it was really fun, and it was nice. One of the tunnels was shut down, like closed for reconstruction or whatever, and so the subway was free, some of them. So we did that, and it was really nice. And it was an Olympic sport level of difficulty, but it was very nice and accomplished.
Yeah.
I'm imagining that that's how it feels to win a gold medal, you know?
Yeah. Like getting on the subway.
Yeah,
Getting
so
off,
like,
reaching your
pretty
destination.
close.
It's like put the medal around my neck.
Exactly.
I did it.
I'm just like, I'm looking for the gold.
I can also relate because when I flew back from the beach, I flew by myself and I had a connecting flight in Atlanta, which is a huge airport, and I had to take the shuttle by myself. But I was actually going to try to navigate it by myself, but my connecting flight was like in an hour, and I got really nervous, so I just asked these boys, and they showed me the way.
You should have asked girls.
Trust me, I would have if I could have found any.
There were no girls
Not
in
a
Atlanta
single
that
woman.
day.
No.
Yeah, doing anything like that for the first time, you know, by yourself,
Yeah.
is rewarding. Just as rewarding as the Olympics.
Okay, what's your next one?
Finding a roommate is next on the list. So,
Yeah.
did you see the thing the other day that was like, make the comments look like
Like you're trying
text,
to find.
Yeah, text to a potential roommate, and it's like, hey girly, saw that you know,
Are coming to UT
yeah,
in the
saw
fall.
that you like Taylor Swift. I think we would get along great.
Yeah.
Like, it's so awkward. And then that person becomes either your mortal enemy or your best friend.
Yeah. I think it's specifically for like freshman year of college, living
Yeah.
in the dorm. Because you're kind of paired up. If you don't have someone going with you, you're paired up with a rando. Or you can try to find someone in these like Facebook groups. So I can imagine that being exhausting.
Yeah. And stressful.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not someone who if you don't want a random roommate and you want to find someone, then it's like you're...
Because you got to research their Instagrams, see their vibes, see their hobbies, their interests, and then try to relate.
Yeah.
And I think that sounds draining.
It does. Okay, next one's yours. Oops.
What is it? Oh. something that I'm currently going through, event planning. So when I thought of this, I was thinking of your graduation dinner, which was still very low key on the scale of other events, but it was still a little bit stressful.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to like get your guest list, you've got to text everyone. For that case, we had to decide what everyone was bringing. We were making the main dishes, so we had to make that the day of, but then we also had to decorate. We had to go thrift. We didn't have enough plates, drinks, silverware, napkins. It's like
Activities.
flowers. You gotta, everything just adds up, and then the day of, it's like you've got to get everything to go. I'm experiencing this level of stress on a heightened scale now, as I am, as you all know, trying to figure out what I'm going to do for my wedding. So, and like, I'm not really wanting to do a wedding planner because I'm not planning on having like a huge thing, but it's just like, you think of one thing, you think of another. It's like, okay, if you want to like have an outdoor wedding on your property, that's great. It's free. What about the tent, the tables, the chairs, the porta potties, flowers, photographers, food, entertainment? It's like, okay. Or
where are you going to get ready? Like, it's, yeah.
where are you going to get ready? Where are you going to stay the night before and after? Who's going to do your hair? Who's going to do your makeup? Or if you want
How
to
are you going to prevent the groom from seeing the bride until she walks down the aisle? Like, there's so
Yeah.
much to think about.
Or if you do like a huge venue, it's like, A, you're paying out the wazoo for the venue. But then setup, cleanup, decorations,
Catering.
It's a full-time job.
That's something I don't know if a wedding would be like really rewarding. Maybe if you're the wedding planner, but I feel like if you're just like the bride or groom, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever. But
Right.
I feel like small scale events can be really rewarding.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to have like one thing that I just really want is for everyone to be chill and to enjoy it, be relaxed, and just savor the day and not be so stressed out by all of those things. So when I figure out how to do that, I'll let y'all know. But until then, we're on the hunt.
I'm sure you would win that Olympic sport. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful.
Better. I am excited. Like, I am a little tiny bit stressed just because if once I get like a place and a date set, I'll be good. Because then I can move on to the decorations and curating the vibe that I want. I'm excited for that. Not excited for what I'm doing right now.
Something that felt like an Olympic sport just for me personally was finding an apartment in the town where I'm going to law school. It was impossible.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
Luckily I found one. I'm so excited to go there. But anyway, next is just anything while pregnant.
We wouldn't know
while pregnant. No, we have no idea. But just
heard.
the assumptions that we have and the horror stories that we've heard. Literally anything.
Tying your shoes, laying down in bed,
Shaving your legs.
Yeah. Breathing. It's all horrendous.
Falling asleep while you're that uncomfortable. Like late in your pregnancy. Yeah. I mean, like, honestly, like, planning things because you're like, am I gonna, in, like, the first trimester or whatever, because you're like, am I gonna be sick that day?
Right.
Am I gonna be throwing up? I mean, like, just everything. And I'm looking forward to that stage of life. Walking short distance.
Walking.
But it's like...
Standing. Yeah. No, it's like... And
just
then...
praying for easy pregnancies.
Your body's, like, never the same. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm sure it'll be rewarding, but that doesn't make the 9 months any less gruesome, you know? Yeah. So.
But as a lot of people say, I'm sure you at least somewhat forget about it once you see your little baby.
Yeah. I hope.
Me too.
Because I've heard some crazy things.
Yeah, some people don't forget.
And some things that, like, change that you wouldn't think would.
I know. Like, your nose, like, people's nose gets, like, fat.
Fatter. Your feet get, like, longer
my mom's feet were smaller before she had kids.
Yeah.
Like, she wore a different shoe size. That's crazy.
Stretch marks. I mean, just everything changes. Which, I mean, is fine. Like, that's not a big... But everything does change. It's changed.
Look,
so.
I saw... You know, I was on TikTok for literally hours today. I got the... You've been scrolling a long time. Like, twice or 3 times. But, I saw a TikTok of this girl and she had a newborn baby, like, just a couple days old. And she was like, no one told me that I was going to not recognize myself. Like, I feel like a completely different person. And she was like, I'm afraid that all I'm ever going to feel is like the weight of like my love for this baby ever again. You know? And I was like, oh my gosh. And she was like, the fact that it's called the baby blues is so underwhelming for like what this feeling is like. And I was like,
Aw.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, not even to mention like your hormonal change.
Yeah.
Some people like get the baby blues, postpartum depression, psychosis. Like it's crazy.
And like just the idea that that part of your life is completely gone forever. Like you're always just going to be worried about this little baby
Yeah.
no matter what their age is. Like that's your life now.
Yeah.
You know?
Madison was saying like she wanted to have kids young so that they could like move out and she could still have her adults. I was like, your adulthood will still be focused on your children
Yeah.
because no matter how old they get, you're still.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, my parents are still raising their 22-year-old living at home.
Same.
I literally don't know what I'm going to do when I have to move out.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea. They cook for me. They make sure I have food when I have to go to work. They do my laundry. This is kind of embarrassing. I mean, I do some of my laundry, but like my mom does most of it. I'm not going to sit here and lie.
No, you're not alone in that at all.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But I'm very grateful for everything they do. So, also just recently realized that when I get married, I'm going to have to cook for like my family.
An Olympic sport is figuring out what to fleeking eat for dinner
Yes.
every night. Especially if I had a family.
Oh gosh. Don't even get me started.
This stresses me out to the maximum.
Yeah. Like I'm supposed to decide what everyone eats every day.
Like I have to feed these people every single day and they can't just like go in the kitchen and figure something out like I do.
My mom's going to love this topic. She hates making any decision, but especially making a decision on what we're going to eat. She's like, why do I have to decide?
Every single
Day.
It's
You
kind
have
of
to
crazy. Like,
yeah. And then you have to know how to cook that much stuff. There's 365 days a year. You got to do that every day, every year.
I just have to like whip something up. No, I
I
can't.
hope they like tacos.
I hope they like bologna sandwiches. Fried bologna goes hard.
You know something I was talking about this week? I've never had a bologna sandwich.
Really? Bologna is like fine, but fried bologna is delicious.
They said they were going to
So
make me
good.
some at work. I don't
Me
really know
too.
where they're going to fry it at, but
Maybe they'll bring what is that called? A Bunsen burner or
a
something?
hot plate.
Yeah, a hot plate. That's what I was looking for. Okay. The next one's yours. Well, actually, yeah, do this one.
Oh. So we experienced this whenever we first got Mabel. We took her to the park to go on a walk, and this other dog had gotten off of its leash. And it's something about when those dogs get off their leashes, they automatically get the zoomies, and they think everyone is like trying to get them. They have to run from them. They will not stop for anything. And catching your dog when they get off the leash, that is an Olympic sport. Because then other people have to get involved. They're like,
Especially
no.
if it's like a puppy.
They're like,
And then it's near a
them.
roadway.
Yeah. Or there's like kids around or other dogs around and you don't want them to, like get in a fight or anything. So then everybody's like trying to pitch in and catch them. So it's just, and it's so embarrassing. Because then you're like running after a dog and you look silly.
Yeah.
So it's an Olympic sport. Mabel has never done that, but it was another dog at the dog park. So like Mabel wouldn't do that.
No.
Because she's harnessed through the legs. It's not coming off.
And
I
she's
fear.
perfect.
Yeah. She's been sad today, though. She had to get shots. It was her last round, though.
Good.
So, she's a free girl. Fully vaccinated queen. So, I'm happy for her.
She's a fully vaccinated queen, if you guys were wondering. Okay, next up is similar, and it'll just be a quick one. Just chasing after ping pong balls in any setting.
It's like anything that rolls away from you.
But ping pong balls specifically because they're so light
And bouncy.
and they're so bouncy and they're always going under like low surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bad look on anyone. And if you can do it gracefully, you deserve an Olympic medal. So.
Or like a coin rolling away from you.
Yeah.
You're just like trying to step on it or something.
Yeah.
nothing
That will
else.
expose unathleticism more than anything I can think of.
Yeah. I'm like, this is the Olympics. You have to be athletic.
Exactly. So, next one is yours.
Okay, these are all relating back to me getting married. I remember when I was in high school, we had like a couple events that we had to have dresses for every year. And I guess I got my indecisiveness from my mother, who hates deciding what we eat every day of our lives. But prom dress shopping was an Olympic sport for us. We would set aside like 3 full Saturdays, I felt like, because we're both so indecisive and we were always thinking, well, I'm sure there's something better out there. When really we just needed to stick with what we found. But I mean, it was fun, but you know how you are with your mom. Like sometimes things get a little heated.
Oh, and prom dress shopping, it would have been.
You're tired, you're hungry.
Yes, yes, yes.
You're exposing your body to the elements
And
of
you
how you
just-
look in other dresses.
It's like trying on jeans. It's like if you're having a bad day, like you don't like what you look like that day, it's gonna be rough. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna be in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Especially if you are hungry too.
Right. And now I'm about to have to experience that again as I need a wedding dress.
Yeah.
Hopefully the vibes will be a little more lighthearted. I'm going to try to bring my best attitude, my A game to this sporting event that I'm going to. And I'm really going to show up with the right game mindset.
Yeah, as you should.
I just hope my teammates are also on the same page.
I think that's important.
But
You need synergy.
right. We need to come together, get our heads in the games, channel Troy Bolton, and we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I pray.
Maybe start out with a pregame speech.
Oh my gosh, you know what? We should go eat and then go. Because then I'll be at my most bloated state. Perfect. You know, I can't get any worse. So,
like real game day. This is like the qualifiers, the Olympic qualifiers. Game day is wedding day.
yeah,
So on game day you'll be in an even better state.
I hope.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh, first of all, two things. First of all, you always had good dresses, so it paid off.
Really?
Yes. Secondly,
Although,
remember? Yeah.
Can I speak to my senior year prom dress? Remember that all the beads fell off at dinner? I had to change?
you had to change it, but it was kind of
Yeah.
cool because you had to like double prom dresses.
Yeah, except I was wearing purple eyeshadow and my other dress was green. So
It's giving wicked. I love it.
it's giving Barney. But whatever. I had like a super pretty Sherry Hill sequins head to
Like a
toe,
long sleeve. It was so pretty.
which also was another thing
Backless.
because
So cute.
during the year of COVID, our prom got moved from literally April
Yeah.
to the middle of July.
Yeah.
It was blazing hot. I had
And it
a
was
long
outside.
sleeve dress, yeah. So I was kind of happy to change, but we were sitting at dinner and like a puddle of purple sequins were on the floor. And my sister had bought a dress from Ross like 2 years earlier. So they just went to the house and grabbed it and I put it on.
And it was so cute. I loved it.
Thanks. Should we post maybe our prom dresses?
Yeah, I loved my prom.
Yours was so cute.
Thanks.
Little
Me and Chloe
Barbie.
both had bright pink.
Yeah.
Remember the time that we went homecoming or formal dress shopping and
Oh, yeah.
went to Knoxville and ended up in Nashville?
Yeah.
We just like kept going.
And
'cause
we
we
went
couldn't
to
find anything
Cookeville
with our
and got
moms. Yeah,
Ralph's.
Ralph's Donuts.
And then I
That
moved
was
there.
so fun. That was
Yeah.
foreshadowing.
That was really
We
fun.
were literally in like what, 7th grade, 8th grade?
I think we were 8th grade. We needed
Homecoming?
homecoming dresses.
Yeah.
That's
And
so
neither
sweet.
of us bought one
no,
that day, did we?
but we had so much fun.
It was a lot of fun with both of our moms. Okay, next up is folding fitted sheets. Personally, I'm not even going to be competitive in
No.
this sport because I just have no idea. I just wadded up.
Same.
I know that there is a method and I could Google it, but I mean...
I don't care. You have to have heart about your sport, like a passion, and that's one I don't have.
I don't feel... I'm not going to have the motivation to keep doing that.
Yeah.
Some people will. And those select people, again, they
Olympians.
need to fight for the medal. Maybe it can be like a speed thing.
Yeah.
Um...
The least amount of wrinkles.
Yeah. Quality. Yeah.
Stability.
Right.
We're just not on that team. That's not our sport, not our forte.
It's okay. It's important to know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Yep.
And we know our weakness.
We're so self-aware.
Yep. Next thing I just did want to mention is recently someone has introduced me in my life to ear pulling. And what that is a very niche sport in which you put a band on one of your ears and then a band on the other person's ear and you literally just pull.
And why would you do that?
I'm unsure. I think it might be like a thing in remote parts of Alaska or something, where they don't have maybe a lot to do. But I was
dark
introduced
year-round?
to that from a YouTube channel that my brothers and Ryan love called John Boy Media, and I did just want to shout them out because we have a really wide reach. I just wanted to let the little
Give
guys
them a
in a little
little.
bit. I think they have a couple 100,000 followers.
Oh.
Just small potatoes,
Yeah, like underground.
Yeah, so I just did want to shout them out. They do. I think that they might be actually done now, but they don't make videos anymore, maybe, or maybe don't do that kind of video. I don't know, but they used to do
how that
something.
would get old.
Yeah, they used to do something called Weird Sport Wednesdays, and that was one of their weird sports. And honestly, all of those sports would make great Olympic sports, I think.
Yeah, that's probably the strangest one I've heard.
Ear pulling, and it made me uncomfortable watching the video because their ears would just squish up.
No, I don't really like ears. You know,
gross.
they're flimsy. It's just cartilage, and I just don't know how I feel about that.
Like the wax.
Yeah.
It's a no.
It's a no for me. But I'm sure there's plenty of other things that are equal to Olympic sports, if not even more difficult, because there's some Olympic sports that's is this a sport?
Yeah.
So maybe we need to create a games, for people to come and compete.
Like the pep rally games where you put the Kleenex box full of ping pong balls and try to shake them out.
Yeah.
That would be such a fun Olympic game.
It would be.
And some people are truly better at that than others.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if you know how to work it, you can't help it.
Exactly. Shakira, her hips literally never lie.
No, she would win. She's actually immediately a gold medalist every year.
Yeah. Her hips just say, get out ping pong balls, and, it's over.
It's over.
So.
She shows up and the ping pongs just fall.
Exactly. The ping pongs won't even go in the Kleenex.
The literally won't.
Box. Obviously.
I'm sorry that I've talked so much about my wedding this episode.
It's okay.
I don't know. I just don't want to be overbearing. I just started talking about it, and now it's ooh! She's talking about it so much.
Literally your podcast.
Yeah. I'm the sole owner. You don't have any say.
Can I tell them what you said to me earlier?
I guess. Put it on the air.
So, Mallie and I were out in town, running around, not on the town, And then we were coming home, and we were thinking of what to talk about today, and I came up with this brilliant idea of Olympic
games.
Rethinking the Olympics. And I called her and I was like, "Hey, while you're getting ready for the episode, be thinking about this. I have a good idea." And she's like, "Oh yeah, that is a good idea. I have a confession. I've not been thinking of ideas like you requested that I do. I've been thinking about if I were to die, I want you to continue the podcast." And I'm just a little questioning of that because
I'm just
is somebody after you?
I don't know at the moment.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking about how much joy this podcast has brought you. You really have a passion for it now. Yeah, it makes you happy.
Does it not make you happy?
No, it does. But if I'm dead, I won't be here.
Okay.
And I just don't want you to ever give up this passion.
Do you think it makes you equally as happy as it makes me?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But I just wouldn't want you to, you'll be losing me.
Yeah.
The joy of your life.
So if I were to lose the podcast as well,
you would have nothing.
Yeah. I would have nothing. No, those are the only two things.
No, I just feel I wouldn't want you to give it up.
Yeah.
You could even start bringing other people on.
I mean, I would never have a permanent guest.
No, I'd haunt you. Don't worry.
Obviously.
But I just wouldn't want you to give it up.
Maybe you could come to me in dreams and give me
ideas,
and then you can still be a part of it.
Yeah, you'd be like, Melly spoke to me last night. She says, "Hey guys."
She says, "Thanks for listening. Thanks for finally getting us to 1 mil.
Thanks to Millie.
Thanks to Mally."
Why are we talking about me in past tense? I'm
nervous. It was hypothetical. I mean, it was just a theoretical.
I was just looking out for you. Sorry.
Thank you. So anyway, that was just weird. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Do you usually say that?
Well, guys, I hope that you all enjoyed this week's episode. We've enjoyed it. It's good to be back in the studio. It's good to be back with you. We haven't seen each other for a week. You haven't talked to me while you were on vacation.
I did.
Even though you talked to me when I was on vacation.
I did talk to you.
A lot more.
For the record.
Just putting that out there. You haven't sent me any pictures of what you looked like.
I don't have many.
I don't believe it.
I promise I don't.
Anyways.
You can look at my camera roll.
And I don't want you to move. I hate to say it.
I know.
Somehow my heart will go on.
But I really want you to tell me a specific date that you're coming to see me because I really need that to look
Okay.
forward to, you
I
know?
got you. I'll literally tell you as soon as we get off air.
Okay.
Off the live air.
And then we can have a Virginia episode. Have I said? I've never said where I'm going.
Don't.
I'm just gonna say it's in Virginia. There's so many law
I'm like,
schools
don't.
in Virginia.
I had to cut out you saying something last week.
I know.
Something very personal.
I know. I need to stop saying personal things. Virginia.
Virginia.
Um.
Anyways, guys.
There's Virginia's probably the school with the most law schools, so that's a good one.
The state with the most law schools.
State, yes.
I'm trying to keep her accountable for lying.
Yeah, don't let me lie anymore.
Anyways, guys, we hope that you all enjoyed. We've got some pretty fun episodes lined up for the next little bit, so we hope that you all continue to come back. Send it to your friends, send it to your mom, your dad, your cat, your dog,
Your little sister,
anyone.
older sister, cousin.
Anyone in the world. Thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. See ya. Love ya. Bye.